So yes, apparently she was in the streets running around in her knickers, apparently. Good God, really? She's an awful fat woman. Yes, I don't know why. But, she's always been trouble, that one. Always been trouble. Yes, yes. Have you got the camera on? I can see it in the background. Oh, so I have. Oh dear. I'm an idiot. Right, so thank you for all the watching of the first of the new series of trip videos. Why do I make so much noise when I'm... Let's adjust the camera up a little bit. Yes, and a few questions. I've had a few questions along these on this topic recently, so I thought I'd make a little video. Top tips. Interviews, what to wear to them, how to behave in. So, first things first, when it comes to interviews, your preparation for it should start from when you're offered it, basically. So they'll call you in for an interview. I've got this grey in my hair. I'm not actually grey. There anyway. So yeah, your preparation should start the moment you're called in for an interview. So find out what you can about the company, just so you're nicely informed. And whatever you do, and you'd be amazed how many people don't actually do this, be on time. Like, if you can't be on time for an, like, if I was interviewing a driver and they were late without any explanation, I wouldn't give them a job, because, like, this industry, this job is all about getting to places on time. So learn about the company beforehand, work out where it is, maybe even do a little test drive in the car to work out how long it takes and everything from where you're coming from, home or whatever. And it's better, like, you're much better off turning up and having to sit in the car for half an hour than you are turning up 10 minutes late. But if you end up being late, if you do end up being late, ring ahead, tell them, like, and it's the same goes for, like it was in a recent Stop Tips video, the same goes for when you do the job. Don't, like, keep people in the dark. Tell them what they're planning. Don't, like, say 10 minutes when you're going to be 20. So yeah, that's the very beginning. And then on to clothes. So, first option. Ideally, you'd wear a tie with a white shirt, because there's, like, nothing nicer than a really nice white shirt. And I don't own any. So, suit. Not necessary, really. You're not going to an interview to be an accountant or some such. But, in the same vein, there's a fly in this room, it's going to drive me mad. In the same vein, if it makes you comfortable, wear a suit. Because a suit can be very empowering, because it dresses you up, makes you look, feel great. So there's a lot to be said for that, but not overly necessary in this industry. Next, so one thing, I don't actually have any trousers, and I don't think you need them. That's not to say you go without trousers. God, I'm looking chubby. But I only have dark jeans, and dark jeans are absolutely perfectly formal, and well, not perfectly formal, but they're perfectly adequate for what we. This is the look I would go for: smart shirt, dark jeans, and, if necessary, a nice lightweight jacket, because this sort of jacket can look really smart as well. Yep, there we go. Especially in summer. So yeah, this is the look I would go for. But there's one more. And so this is the final look. Obviously you can wear other things apart from these three looks. But sometimes people think polo shirt is a bit too dressed down for a interview. But you got to remember, if you get the job and they have a uniform, it's almost certainly going to be polo shirts. You can look perfectly smart, well presented in a polo shirt, I think. Yes. So, apart from the clothes, be well groomed. You would believe the state of some drivers you see going to interviews. Do your hair, have a shave, although I've got a beard, so you can have a beard. Just be smart and don't smell. Wear some nice aftershave. Right, and with your, see, the smart jacket goes nicely with this again. There we go. Yes, Good day. So, yeah, you're dressed and you're heading off to the interview. Oh, polish your boots. Well, you're heading off to the interview, and some other things you should take with you. Boots. Wear steel-toe gap boots. Wear work boots, but polish them. Make sure they're polished. They don't have to be like you can see your face in them, because like these ones are a bit battered, and like that's the best you can get them. But they're clean. That's the main thing. I was going to go somewhere else then. Oh yeah, high vis. Take a high vis, and again, make sure it's clean, because some of them are absolutely disgusting. I brought a high vis upstairs. Now where's it gone? Oh, it's on my fucking chair. What an idiot. So yeah, high vis. Sometimes, for a lot of places, you might need it to walk across the yard anyway. There we go. Yeah, so just go prepared. I would say your best bet is just going to work as if you're doing a day run for them. So just carry a bag with your bits and pieces in. So high vis, clean high vis, gloves, take your gloves with you, and work folder and pen, which I know sounds like ridiculously simple, but you'd be amazed how many people don't have a pen. This is the one I use for work. It's been all over the places, because it'll be handy when you come to fill in the walk around check, which they will more than likely make you do. So yeah, just approach the interview as if you're doing a shift. Next. So next is the driving assessment. Very few companies will not do them, but they're still around. But they're driving assessment can be the thing that makes most people most worried, and quite understandably so. It's almost like you're doing a driving test all over again. Is that recording? Yeah. But don't let it get to you. Don't let it stress you. Yeah. So this is where your folder comes in handy with your pen, and this is where your high vis comes in handy. Go around. Another thing you should take: sunglasses or glasses. If you wear glasses, take glasses. But I don't need to tell you that. Like that's teaching a granny to suck eggs. But or sunglasses, because I have to wear sunglasses because the sun, bright sun, can give me a banging headache. So you get into the cab, familiarise yourself with the controls. You may have driven it before, you may not. But if you have any questions about any of it, ask the bloke who's assessing you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They would rather you ask a question about something you don't know than pretend you know it and balls it all up. So that's that. So the most likely scenario is they'll get in a unit and they'll make you hitch up to a trailer. There's plenty of videos online, no doubt, and I don't have a truck to demonstrate at the moment, but just hitch up methodically. Do it at a decent pace. Don't like race around. You're not in a competition. And do it in that particular way. So, for instance, what I would do is reverse the unit to the front of the trailer, and then ideally check the level of the fifth wheel with the trailer. And if it's about level, go under. Click. Try and lift the legs off. Use air suspension if necessary, but try and lift the legs off the ground before you do the tug test, because I see so many drivers like yank it forward over and over again, and the legs are going. Have a bit of what's the phrase? Oh, mechanical sympathy. So yeah, try and lift it off the ground. But 1 or 2 tugs is absolutely fine. And then go in and put the clip in and all that, and do the airlines and raise the legs. Number plate. Don't forget number plate. But yeah, I will try and find a video. So I think I might have done a video for that. So I'll link it below. Just consulting my notes. Manoeuvring. I keep looking at that side for the camera. It's not that side. Manoeuvring. Another thing that people worry about, especially reversing. Now, if you are reversing and you make a mistake, don't keep going and compound the mistake. Pull out, stop, have a breather, gather yourself, start again. So many people make one mistake and then they try and fix that mistake and then they end up in another mistake. We all make mistakes constantly. It's the way of the world. It's what lorry driving's part of what we have to do. So yeah, never be afraid to just stop and say, right, I made a mistake here. Go back to the beginning and start again. Take a nice deep breath. And start again. So yeah, you're hitched up. Get back in, adjust the mirrors, and level up the suspension. Make sure it's running high. When you are hitching up or when you're getting out of the cab, never, ever, ever jump out or off. I know I was terrible for it. I mean, when you're driving and you do it yourself, you're on your own, do what you want. But in front of an assessor, jumping out of the cab or off the back of a trailer or off a catwalk is because it does make them think, might we be having an injury claim at some point? So it's just a basic thing of making showing that you're a safe driver. So yeah, so you just, don't be another right. So you're out on a drive. Again, don't stress too much. They just want to see. It's not a driving test. They just want to see that you can handle a lorry, drive it safely. Don't be put off, and don't be afraid to ask them to stop if they talk at you constantly while you're trying to drive, because it's often a lot of assessors use that as a sort of trick, because it's a good gauge as to whether to how you do the job. So if you say to the assessor, can you shut the fuck up for a minute? No, don't say that, but just ask them, can you stop talking for a minute? I've just got to do this manoeuvre. That's a positive. That's a tick in the positivity box. And I will leave you with this final thought. Never, don't bullshit. Because this industry is absolutely cursed with bullshitters. It's rife. And it's similar, like I said the other day about accidents and stuff. Just be honest, accept the guilt, if the blame if you were to fault. But it's similar to with interviews. Don't bullshit. Don't make out you know something if you don't. And don't come out with these ridiculous, nonsensical stories. Nothing to do with interviews, but I saw somebody repeat it the other day on the one of the Facebook pages. The old 20 tons of lamb hanging from the ceiling and 20 tons of steel on the floor story, which is older than me, I think. And it's and people still come out with it, and it's like, oh my god, you don't believe this? Please tell me you don't believe this. But it's always the one I saw was when I used to work in an abattoir, and it's like, you didn't see an Irish wagon with 20 tons of beef and 20 tons of steel. I mean, how the fuck are they supposed to get 20 tons of steel on the floor of a fridge? Not to mention vets and health authorities. Anyway, sorry, going off on one. But yeah, so that's it. Just don't bullshit. Also, another thing to do is when it comes to picking companies to work for or where to go, generally take everything other drivers say with a pinch of salt. Every job I've had so far, people have hated at some point. So you get people going about Virginia and stuff, saying, "Oh, it's how fucking awful it is," and I didn't have that experience. The only person who can tell properly is you by doing it. So yeah, one man's meat is another man's gristle. So I shall leave you with that thought. I bid you good night. Nosda.